Hey you guys, this is Snowy88. Recently we saw the last episode of Star Trek Discovery, and at the end of the episode we see the Enterprise appearing, Enterprise NCC1701, and at the end we see both ships, both the Enterprise and the Discovery, in one frame, and this picture kind of solves the mystery about the size of the ship, because several sources did say that the USS Discovery was about 750 meters tall, and now most of those sources have. I think we have a solution now to this question. First of all, we get to see the Constitution class, and on the Memory Alpha website it says that the Constitution class is 289 meters and has 21 decks. And now if I remembered correctly, I thought it had 24 decks, but that's not relevant now. So the length is 289 meters. If we take the still frame from the end of the last episode, we see the Enterprise on the left and the Discovery on the right, and we have to consider the depth perspective from this picture, but well, it's hardly to tell how big something is from these kind of angles, because, well, it's clearly that the Discovery is further backward and that we are quite close to the Enterprise, and, well, the question is, how far is the Discovery away from the Enterprise? Now, mostly those ships are separated only a few thousands of kilometers, maybe less. But from this perspective, it seems that if the Enterprise is 289 meters tall, then the Discovery, well, only judging by eye and by gut feeling, is not that much bigger than the Enterprise. I even dare to say that the saucer section is smaller than the Enterprise as well, but that its overall length is bigger. Now, I have seen some other videos on YouTube stating that Discovery only had one deck, because if you see the edge of this saucer section, you see only one set of windows, but you see them here as well. But the saucer section is not a flat sphere. It's a bulging one, which bulges up in the middle, on top and beneath. So probably there are more decks here. So I know for a fact that this ship, the USS Discovery, is bigger in length, because the nacelles are way much longer than the nacelles of the Enterprise. But this ship is actually very flat, and it has a big flat space at the back. And, well, to be honest, and I've said this before, I do not like the design of this ship. It is kind of out of proportion in all ways. I mean, come on, this is just a circle attached to a triangle, nothing more. I mean, if you look at this, this is more like it. But okay, that is not the real issue here. The real issue here is the length of the USS Discovery. Well, what should I say? I say, well, put it somewhere around 300 to 350 meters, I guess. I remember a episode in which Saru says that he has about 180 people to protect. Yes, he said something like that. So 180 people, then this ship can definitely not be 750 meters. It would also not fit that era. It is just, I think, the 750 meters was previously stated on Memory Alpha, but they removed it and it shows no dimensions at all now. And I think they knew it, and I think they knew 750 meters was wrong at the first place. And I think it's not much bigger than the Enterprise, maybe in length, but the saucer section is definitely somewhat smaller than the Enterprise. And well, what makes this ship so special? Well, okay, it has its spore drive, but otherwise, technically, what does it add to win the war against the Klingons? I mean, they could have tried the spore drive on the Enterprise as well, and well, 10 years later, nobody ever talked about the spore drive, so the spore drive is something, a blast from the past, something which is set to doom sooner or later. And actually, that's not surprising, because only Stamets can control it for now. So Stamets is a guy who is already 30, 35, maybe already 40 years old in this series, and well, maybe he lives only another 30 years, but do you see a guy of 70 years old still hanging around in an engine room activating a spore drive? Nah, I don't think so. So it's maybe the spore drive, well, it's a one-way thing. Only Stamets knows how to activate it, and maybe Stamets dies, maybe he gets ill, or maybe he quits Starfleet at a later age, and well, the spore drive is put away into the so-called locker room. It's actually the same thing what happened on the USS Voyager. On the USS Voyager, they have tried to create the slipstream drive, and it worked, but it failed eventually, and USS Voyager crashed on the ice planet. But in theory, it worked, but they never got around it to try it again. Not in the entire Voyager series either. So I think the spore drive will be the same case, because the slipstream drive has never been mentioned again in Voyager either. So, or in any other series, Star Trek show as well. So, what leads this to conclusion? Discovery, I say 300, maybe 350 meters tall in length, very flat. You can see that the Enterprise is much bulkier, much more. The nacelles are fatter as well, shorter and fatter, while the nacelles of the Discovery are, well, they are more like darts than really nacelles. But 300 meters, that's probably 350 meters, that's probably the biggest length I can give you. But since these nacelles are spiking far to the back, you can easily count the 50 meters off, because this space is hardly used. So I say 300 meters at maximum for the USS Discovery. Thank you for watching, and I see you until next time. Bye bye.